Alex Shuriket presents my very emotional parody audiobook, Steamgelion! Roles played by Саня Иванов, Синдзи Икари, Марина Калинина, Мисато Кацураги, Рима Кагевич, Ritsuko Akagi, Commander Ivanov, Gendo Ikari, Raya Ayanama, Rei Ayanami, Ali Katzman, Aido Kensuke, Toля Suzuhara, Todzi Suzuhara. First season, 4th episode. After the victory on Red Square, only Comet Kalina met Sanya in the hangar. Spreading out her arms for a hug, she fervently exclaimed,
Congratulations, sir! And by the way, according to new amendment in the charter, a combat participant is allowed to not attend school for 5 days!
Sanya stopped 1 meter from Comet Kalina, raised his index finger and said instructively,
No, Aunt Marina. War is war, but school is on schedule. By the way, why are you carrying the submachine gun with you everywhere? Aren't you supposed to have a pistol as an officer?
She lifted her nose proudly and said,
This submachine gun is special to me. What, with it too someone drowned? With it, the brother of my uncle's aunt's wife reached Berlin.
Sanya could only remain silent. The next morning, Sanya was heading to school with a bad premonition, realizing that he would now begin to be blamed for Red Square, the surface of which was all pitted with craters from explosions. Sitting at the desk in his empty classroom, he put on the headphones of the radio receiver and, having made a gloomy face in advance, began to listen to Mayak radio. Soon the girl, but inconsolably grieving over the jar of her favorite jam, entered the room. Sanya took off his headphones, getting ready for a verbal skirmish. But, to his great surprise, the girl, as soon as she saw Sanya, joyfully rushed to him and began to bombard him with questions about his health, the results of the battle, and other personal matters. Half a minute later, another girl was added to her, and soon Sanya was already surrounded by a whole gang of classmates. Moreover, there was no aggression from them. Stepping over the threshold of the classroom, Toля Suzuharov nudged Alec with his elbow and said,
Alec, look how we surrounded him.
Yes, Alec confirmed, again filming what was happening on the movie camera.
Half hands can't even come close.
Suddenly, all the girls shuddered and fell silent at the same time. Then they turned towards the classroom door. Raya appeared in the passage. She was wearing a school uniform and it was fascinating, despite the presence of a transmitter behind her.
Hey,
Raya said and went to Sanya's desk. The classmates immediately rushed with a squeal to the other end of the classroom and huddled there, not taking their almost frightened eyes off Raya. Sanya looked at the girls, and then returned his gaze to Raya, who sat down next to him, put the transmitter on the floor and began to pull out school supplies from the briefcase. Sanya wanted to ask why Raya could cause such horror in other girls, but then old and very wise teacher entered the classroom. After the lesson ended and almost all the students went out to run around the corridors, Sanya asked Raya,
Raya, did you intimidate all the girls?
She smiled and replied,
I once quarreled with one of them, and I said that now I would kiss her passionately. Since then, they've all been like that.
Yeah, Raya. Sanya was amazed.
You are cruel to them. But I am even a little glad. They surrounded me in the morning. I thought they would tear me to shreds now. But they just jumped in with questions of what and how.
Did they try to find out a military secret?
No, they didn't. They asked me how I was after the fight, how the fight went, well, stuff like that.
Clear. But you be careful, Sanya. There may also be spice of imperialism among our classmates.
Okay, I will. Raya, but I'm wondering if your gun, does it have any history by any chance?
I don't know, I guess not. Except perhaps what your father gave it to me after I caught a cold in the cockpit. And before that, I had a revolver.
Raya, did the division commander Shipaev accidentally drown with his revolver?
No, he didn't. But what?
Nothing, Raya.
Chemistry was next. It was taught by old and wise teacher again.
Today, we will consider the question of how to properly dilute alcohol. In our time of war, this is very important knowledge. Write it down, kids. In no case should you pour water into alcohol. What's right? Pour alcohol into water. And now about the proportions.
Further at the lesson of labor, taking advantage of the absence of Raya in the direct of sight, Tole and Alec approached Sanya.
Listen, Sanya.
Alec said in amazement.
How did you manage to tame this maniac animal so quickly?
Sanya looked up from making a bird feeder and was surprised.
Maniac? Why did you call her a maniac?
Well, Sanya, you don't know much about her.
Tole decided to explain.
She never made friends with anyone among our classmates. She only quarreled.
And what did you find in her? Don't deny it, Sanya. I filmed everything as you could not take your eyes off her. And even how you were staring at her skirt from behind.
This is inexplicable.
Sanya shrugged without embarrassment.
She's interesting in my opinion. You better explain something else to me. Yesterday, all of the classmates were ready to shoot me, and today the girls fell off me only thanks to Raya. Why is this?
Ha! Alec raised his finger.
You destroyed the Kremlin on Red Square yesterday.
I didn't destroy it, the Sam did.
It doesn't matter, my friend. Our girls were recently in Kremlin on an excursion, and they were forced to kiss some old drunken jerk. Can you imagine? The girls have been cursing with Kremlin since then, and they themselves wanted to destroy it.
That's for sure, Tole added.
So now you are very here.
On the same Monday, after Comrade Ivanov returned to the headquarters, Comrade Agevich hurried to his office with a report.
Allow me to report, Comrade Commander?
She asked, standing in front of Comrade Ivanov. Please, Comrade Agevich, but first explain why you have such wrinkled lab coat. She looked away and mumbled softly.
Because the pilots are given a free-room apartment.
Sorry, what? I did not hear.
That's my fault, Comrade Ivanov!
Okay, let's return to your report. But fix the lab coat.
It'll be done! Comrade Commander, the Soyuz AA is fully prepared for new challenges. In addition, our technical unit carefully studied the wreckage of the second and third SAM. And there's one oddity. We did not find anything that could be the remains of the cockpit or manual controls.
What? Comrade Ivanov was amazed. It's absurd. Do you want to say that we Americans were able to develop a completely independently operating machine?
Most likely this is so, Comrade Commander, but we cannot rule out the presence of a self-destruction system focused on the maximum destruction of the most important parts.
Comrade Ivanov nodded his head knowingly, but then his chair vibrated, and above the telephone booth in the corner of his office, a flashing beacon blinked. Comrade Ivanov frowned and said, "The agents from Smolny. You can go, Comrade Agevich. We will test the Soyuz AA tomorrow." After seeing Comrade Agevich off, Comrade Ivanov went into the telephone booth, picked up the receiver and said, "I wish you good health."
"Hello, Comrade Ivanov,"
answered first mysterious voice with a Georgian accent.
"I'm glad to greet you, Comrade Ivanov,"
said second voice sharply and forcefully.
"How do you do?"
squeezed out third mysterious voice and smacked his lips. Then first voice spoke again.
"We have considered your request to award your son a hero of the Soviet Union star. But to our regret, my friend,"
picked up second voice.
"we are forced to decline this request."
Third voice explained.
"In the last battle, Red Square suffered too much. Tell your son to fight more carefully next time."
Comrade Ivanov grinned angrily, but without showing it in his intonation, he said, "Yes, sir." First mysterious voice asked a question.
How is the modernization of the Soyuz AA going?
The modernization completed. We'll do the test run in very near future. Second voice was generous with praise.
Bravo, my friend, bravo! We know that our project to colonize humanity is now in safe hands.
Second voice speaks correctly.
Supported third voice.
That's all. Continue, Comrade Ivanov.
Said first mysterious voice, and the connection was cut off. After school, Raya called the company car on the radio, and she and Sanya went to the headquarters for training. Comrade Karina was already waiting for them in front of the table, on which a model of some part of Moscow city was built. Even on the way, Sanya and Raya decided to closely monitor the hands of the cunning Comrade Karina, and therefore, as soon as they started their training battles, they began to beat Comrade Karina over and over again. Damn! She gritted her teeth as she lost for the 6th time in a row.
Well, wait a couple of minutes.
Comrade Kalina ran out of the room. Sanya looked back at the door and asked,
And where did she go? I don't know.
Raya said warily.
Maybe to the dining room?
Rushing along the corridors, Comrade Kalina flew into the engineering workshop and, ignoring the engineers, jumped up to Comrade Agevich with a plea.
Rima-chan, come with me.
Where to?
Train, I can't stand alone against two.
What? Kids don't let you cheat? Serves you right. And I have no time.
Come on, please, for the Communist Party's sake. What kind of training is this if I win all the time? Rima-chan, let's go. I'll invite you to dinner today, Sanya won't mind.
Ha! I have the electrical club in the evening.
Cancel it. Do you think the kids won't be happy?
Comrade Agevich thought a little and asked, And what about my lab coat?
Okay, bring it, I'll iron it. Let's just go and put these little ones in their place.
On these terms, Comrade Agevich agreed, and they, by joining forces, were able to win many victories over Sanya and Raya. After the end of the training, Comrade Agevich took Raya somewhere, and Comrade Karina and Sanya went home. Already at home, working in the kitchen, Comrade Karina finally decided to report to Sanya.
Sanya, today Rima will visit us for dinner. You don't mind, do you?
Do not mind, Sanya responded delightedly, unhooking Oink Oink from the carpet. Aunt Rima is always a welcome guest. Comrade Karina snorted and said softly.
Just don't tell her about it.
Finally, the doorbell rang. Having warmly welcomed Comrade Agevich, Sanya protected her from the cat's attacks and escorted her to the kitchen, where was already a table set for 3 people.
Well, comrades,
Comrade Karina said cheerfully, taking out her canister.
Rima, will you join? How about the frontline portion?
Comrade Agevich sighed and answered with a nod of her head. Poor, but don't expect me to forget about the lab coat.
Oh yes, I will iron it. Do not be afraid, you are our needlewoman.
Comrade Karina said, pouring water into 2 glasses.
Sanya, dear, take care of the guest, since you are so happy with her.
In view of the high level of upbringing, Sanya obeyed and began to fill Comrade Agevich's plate. She sighed again and asked a question. Sanya, you have a neighbor. Don't you regret it? What are you talking about, Aunt Rima? Of course not! Sanya answered, carefully looking at how Comrade Karina was working on the creation of 2 portions of the so-called the frontline 100 grams.
Did you hear?
Said Comrade Karina smugly.
You probably wanted to say, oh, what kind of neighbor did I lose, right?
Yeah, you won't die of modesty. Comrade Agevich shook her head and took the glass placed in front of her. After the start of the feast was laid, and they talked about various trifles of their military life, Comrade Karina looked at Sanya and said,
Sanya-chan, dear, make the girls another 100 each. You should have already studied at school, how is it done?
Sanya frowned and decided to ask.
You didn't happen to sit in the same way before those trials of which Raya called a cold?
By the way about Raya,
Exclaimed Comet Karina, skillfully evading the answer and taking up the canister herself.
do you know that she's your neighbor? Life's above you.
Above me?
Yeah.
Comet Karina confirmed, and moving closer to Sanya, she said languidly.
Maybe she even has a bedroom above yours. Have you already imagined it?
What should I have imagined? Sanya inquired angrily, moving away.
My beginner.
Comet Karina said tenderly. Then Comet Agevich got up and said,
And more about Raya. Before I forget, I'll go and take the keys to her Soyuz to her.
No, wait.
exclaimed Comet Karina and also jumped up.
Let Sanya take it. Give the guy a reason to visit cutie Raya.
Well, Comet Agevich drawled, pulling a bunch of keys from her purse and sitting down.
If he doesn't mind.
Of course he doesn't.
Comet Karina assured, taking away the keys from Comet Agevich and handing them to Sanya.
Small, go ahead.
Sanya looked at the bundle, which contained 24 keys, and first asked.
Aunt Rima, what are these keys? The Soyuz AA is a secret prototype. It's built in such a way that its important functions are locked with a key. Here's the long one, which is the key to the cockpit hatch. That golden one is the key to the ignition system of the boiler injectors. The smallest one is the key to the radio, and so on. And why is all this necessary? So I say the Soyuz AA is a prototype. It was built that way. We do not have the right to make changes to the factory design. Do this and you are fired.
More precisely, and you are shot.
Comet Karina winked.
But enough. Sanya, go. Come visit your partner. And don't forget the keys to the apartment. You can linger. For tea, for example.
Sanya once again, very smart, kept silent and left his possessions. Climbing up to the floor above, he hesitated a bit and pressed the bell of the desired door. A few seconds later, there was a click of door locks, of which there was about a dozen. Finally, the door swung open, and Raya appeared in front of Sanya in a short fur coat, felt boots, and winter trousers.
Wow. Hello, Sanya.
She said in surprise, clearing the passage.
Come in.
You... Sanya squeezed out, who opened his eyes wide.
Why are you dressed like what?
You want to tell me to sit in the refrigerator in a bathing suit?
Raya, why are you sitting in the refrigerator?
I'm getting used to the cold. I don't want to get sick like this again. Well, come in, hurry up.
Sanya entered. Raya's apartment was just perfect cleanliness. It was bright here like a sunny day.
Are you on business or for no particular reason?
She asked, dragging Sanya into one of the rooms. He began, stepping behind Raya.
Yes, Commander Givich asked me to give you the keys to your robot.
Raya took off her short fur coat, under which she was wearing her black uniform, and taking the bundle, she said,
Thank you. Tea? Coffee?
Tea, please.
Sanya mumbled, not taking his eyes off the uniform of the favorite color.
But they told me to leave the uniform at the headquarters. It's good that at last they allowed me to carry the revolver with me.
But I have to leave mine too. I made this one myself.
So, gradually talking, the children did not notice how 2 hours had passed.
Oi,
Sanya said, looking at the cuckoo clock.
It's already night. Aunt Rima is visiting me now, and I'm afraid that she and Aunt Marina will overdo it in something.
Yes, they can. Once Aunt Marina overdid it so much that Comet Ivanov ordered her to be demoted to the rank and file, not to give the 100 grams, and to be appointed as an eternal cleaning lady in the Undergrunker. But an hour later, he forgave her.
Incredible.
Sanya was surprised and then went to his apartment. Approaching his native apartment, Sanya rang the doorbell, but no one opened it for him. With a grunt, he unlocked the lock on his own and entered. The apartment was dark and quiet. Fumbling for the switch on the wall, Sanya suddenly felt that his hand had touched some object made of matter. Taking the mysterious thing in his hands, Sanya raised it to his eyes and recognized the outlines of women's panties. Sanya screamed in horror and threw the panties onto the shelf.
Out, Marina! You are a pervert!
There is not a word in reply, but Sanya's sensitive young ear heard someone emit a muffled chuckle in the wardrobe.
Well, well,
Sanya said and pulled out the revolver from his briefcase.
Why don't I test this revolver, with which Division Commander Chipaev drowned, on this wardrobe?
I saw you wait.
Comet Kalina exclaimed drunkenly and fell out of the wardrobe.
Do not shoot.
And what about the tests, Aunt Marina?
Sanya asked reproachfully, hovering over Comet Kalina.
Do you want to start cleaning the undergrunker again?
I'm so sorry, sir.
She cried and somehow got up.
And Aunt Rima?
She's sleeping over there.
As you might guess, there were no tests on Tuesday. There were none on Wednesday either, as two inseparable friends were cleaning toilets as punishment. All this time, Sanya and Raya even trained only against each other. But finally, after school on Thursday, Raya took her place in the cockpit, unhooking the bunch of keys and showing all the keys into their keyholes. She reported.
Rust is ready for it.
Keep it up!
Komitakevich praised from the radio.
Well, Rust, run!
Raya bravely turned one of the keys and the robot's electrical system started up.
Raise the water level to medium!
Komitakevich continued.
Yes, ma'am. The water level to medium.
At what moment, Sanya, sitting in his cockpit, decided to ask.
Aunt Rima,
Yes, Small!
why don't I have to do anything for kindling?
In your robot, kindling is automatic. By the way, did you teach material?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Well, what kind of device is above the transmitter?
This is the temperature of the steam after the steam cooler.
Well done, Small! Right!
Finally, the pressure in the boiler of the Soyuz AA began to approach the working value. Everyone in the command center stared intently at the instruments. The pressure is 96%, reported second engineer. 97%, 98%, 99%, 100. The safety valves hold. Rust, Komitakevich ordered. Open the main steam valve.
Yes, ma'am.
Raya said over the radio.
Open the main steam valve.
The main steam valve is opening, confirmed second engineer. The turbine began to gain momentum, reported third engineer. Electrical voltage is rising. Komitakevich took a quick look at the instruments and gave a new order. Rust, light the second and third nozzles.
Yes, ma'am. The second and third.
First engineer, increase the fuel oil supply. Yes, ma'am, said first engineer. Increase supply. Rust, we automatic level control enable.
Yes, ma'am. The automatic control.
And there, Comet Kalina ordered to raise the Soyuz AA to the surface. The platform took the Soyuz AA out to a cornered off and deserted area of Moscow City. Along with the Soyuz AA, Raya's new weapon, a giant sniper rifle, also rose. Komitakevich took a debrief and ordered.
Come on, Rust. Step forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Raya said, and the Soyuz AA stepped confidently. It works! Komitakevich shouted joyfully and almost rushed to hug Komitonov. Raya, walk a little more and you can try the weapon! The Soyuz AA for some time moved along the territory offered to it and then went to its rifle. Taking up the rifle, Raya said,
I always wanted to be a sniper.
The eyepiece of the optical sight approached the viewing glass of the cockpit. Looking through the optics at the horizon, Raya suddenly noticed a black dot emerging from the clouds.
Comrade Kalina,
Raya said, continuing to watch the growing dot.
Something is coming towards us from the east.
Comrade Kalina looked at the local radar and, clutching her head, exclaimed,
Capitalism! How did we miss it?
To be continued.